So I heard about biblical investing pretty early in my career as a financial advisor, but the implications of that didn't really sink in until much later. I thought of it as a noble endeavor that might change the way a few companies did business, but I didn't have a personal conviction about it, and I could hardly see any justification for actually changing the way I did investing for my clients. Looking back, I think I'd have to say that the major disconnect for me was failing to see the difference between investing in a company and doing business with a company by purchasing their goods and services. And since it was nearly impossible to boycott every company, at odds with my values, I decided that it would be overburdensome to worry about holding these companies in my investment accounts. And then one day things began to change. I read a great book called Biblically Responsible Investing by Robert Netzley, and I started listening to some of the thought leaders in the biblically responsible investing space, and really just started to kind of do a deep dive and learn more and have more knowledge on this subject. I also really prayed, and I just asked God for wisdom and discernment. I wanted to know more and understand this subject and see it from His perspective. And I'd say it was kind of around this point that things began to change more drastically, and the way I describe it is the blinders started to come off my eyes. Not long after, this concept of investing as ownership soon became a reality to me, and all of the implications of that began to really bear down on my conscience. I asked myself hard questions, like, is God going to hold me accountable for being part owner in a company that profits from the sale of abortion drugs to young women facing unplanned pregnancies? And can I justify funding my future retirement with money sown into companies that exploit women through pornography to keep addicted men in bondage? Could I advise my clients to do the same and hold my peace with God? The conviction was real, and with it came a revolution in the way I did investing for myself and my clients. What's more, I started to see all the good that would come about when capital was allocated to companies interested in solving real-world problems, not to mention those that treat their employees really good, and companies that are seeking to keep a really clean and ethical supply chain. So essentially, I went from tolerating unscrupulous companies to celebrating virtuous ones. Now, this change was truly transformative. But isn't that just the way that God works when we yield our will to His Holy Spirit and we prayerfully seek Him for guidance and understanding? So what started as a personal conviction has now become an integral part of the planning process here at Christian Wealth Management. Having a conversation with every new client about the values they want reflected in their investments has just become the new normal. And I'd actually have to add to that, my clients are very appreciative of this fact and this additional layer of transparency that they're getting in their investments, because it's helping them to align their dollars with their values.